go and click on transform data. So now it's taken to your Power Query editor. That's where you can do some stuff with your data sets. So I'm going to it has promoted this place already. Let me see if I can remove this step. Okay, cool. So the first step we're going to do is to see how we can then have data that have headings. So you can see that the column for this column, we have the heading is column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5. These are not our headings. So we need to have headings for these columns. So we're going to look at the first role. You can see I have name here, I have branch, I have date, claim, amount, category. So I think this form like a very good heading for us. So for us to do this, not just for us to start, writing name here or branches or something. So we just come to this icon here. It's useful.
We lost you though.
Role as headers. Okay, so now
Ferdinand, we didn't hear what you said. You went off for a minute, please.
okay, so okay, cool. So I said for us to have headings for this row, you can see row 1, we have just, there's no heading there. The heading there is column 1, this column 2, this 3, 4, 5. These are not headings, right? So we want to change it to a very good heading that we can work with. So Power BI we help us to do that, collectively, but we'll need to know, which role we want to promote as our headers. Okay, so for us to do that, we'll come to this icon here. There's a drop down button. You just click on it beside the this column 1. You can see. So just click on it. See, the first one is copy entire table. The second one is use first role as headers. So this is the right one. So just click on it. It's going to promote that row 1 as your headers. So you can see now we have name, branch, data claimed, amounts, category. So, in Power BI, there's no way you can always say go back, but you can always come to your apply steps by your right-hand side here. And once you've made a mistake, maybe you want to go back, you can just delete that step. So this X sign, just click on it, just remove it. You can see that it does, you have to just remove it, and we are back to basics again. So yeah, so let's do it now again. So use first row as headers. So click on it. So that's the first thing. So that's done. Then another thing we can also look at properly is to look at if truly the data, they are well represented. So let me just remove this thing off the way for you guys to see what I'm going to do. So the data type, so you look at your data type here. So you can see that this name. So once you look at your data type and it's starting from your left-hand side, that means, of course, it's based on alphabetical order. So if for instance you want to change it, so you want to change your data set, you feel your data type is not what you want, what is being represented here, then you can always come to this data type test here. You can click on it. It's going to give you options. Okay, what do you want to change into? But in our case, there's no need for us to do it at all. So we can still say yes, this first row is okay. Then we can also look through if we have any space within the rows. You can just scroll down, and without having any space, then there's no error in there for the row 1. Then for row 2, it's telling us about branches, the cities, Southampton, and all that. So you can also check there's no, I think the second row too is fine. So the third row, you can see that it's on date format. It's on date format, and it's aligned towards to the right. So I think it's on date format. So then the amounts to our right, that means it's going to auto sum for us once you close and apply. Can you guys hear me? My network is bad, honestly.
We can still hear you.
Okay. So you can see this fourth row is aligned to our right. So that means the Power BI is going to auto sum all this amount for us once you close and apply. So we can then say we want it to maybe to have like a kind of a sign to show that yes, it's going to be sorry, it's going to be something that we can know that yes, it's going to be money type, so we can say fixed decimal numbers. So it's going to bring out something for us to change. Let me change it first. So yeah, so I'm going to put dollar there. So that shows that yes, it's going to auto sum everything for us at the end of the day. Then for category, what kind of category is it? So yeah, so I don't think we really have much to do here again. Then if I really want to do basically this data is just for us to look at the expenses, and the amounts recovered. So it's not really data that we can really walk through properly. That was how I was thinking that we can do some cleanup. The only cleanup that we did there just for us to promote our first row as headers. So and I think every other thing is okay with this data.
Can I please just check that you saying anything numerical is on the right? Is that what that means? Because your dates claimed and your amount is on the right while everything else is on the left. Is that what that means?
Yeah, yes, so for you to align to your rights in terms of summits to summits, but for your data that is aligned to our rights, sometimes I like putting in text formats, so I like changing it to align to my left. But again, because it's date, so I don't think I need to do that, because even if it's going to auto sum, it's not going to make any difference to me.
Okay.
At the end of the day, yeah. So basically, the once is on once you just look at this what's it called now? Look at the name here. This heading, there's alphabetical A, B, C. So that's your data type tests here. So it shows that it's going to be represented in alphabetical order, so letters. So letters should be
But
in
not
this column.
alphabetical, as in case starting before
A, B, C, D,
E.
no. But at least it's
Okay.
going to be like a letter, yes. Yeah.
Okay, and you have two of the same name. The first name, you've got two of that. Doesn't matter.
Which name?
That KM Thomas, you got here number 1. You got KM Thomas
Yeah.
number 8. Number 8 as well is also the KM Thomas.
It
Okay.
doesn't
So that
matter
means
right now.
it doesn't
Eight,
matter.
Because
that's
it's
fine.
an
It doesn't matter.
expenses. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Thank you.
Just thanks. So yeah, so what else can we do to this data now? I don't think there's any other thing we can do to this data again.
Sorry,
Okay,
before we move on, Ferdinand, sorry, I didn't want to disturb the conversation. I've not been able to open my own data set. And when I try to open it, I get this screen that has navigator on top. What should I do?
Okay, so I have to stop sharing then you can share your screen.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let me share. Stop.
Okay, yeah, so just check on that expenses there. That box beside it.
The one that has the folder sign or the one that has the like a spreadsheet?
Yes, a spreadsheet sign.
Okay.
There's a box, you know,
oh, okay.
in front of it, yes. So
right.
then click transform data. Okay, so it's going to take you to Power BI query now.
Okay. So what do I need to do now?
So it's taking you there now. It's still loading, right?
Okay. Where does it show that it's loading?
Yeah, it takes you straight to that place. So I'm sure you are there now. So maybe go to your task bar where you have the Power BI query icon. Check that you find that it's going to be like 2 pages there. Click on the second page.
And the Power BI query icon. This black thing at the top is obscuring my view. Okay, so I can see the taskbar now.
Okay. So once you look at the once you check your Power BI icon down there, then you have like 2 pages, one for the Power BI desktop and the other one for Power BI query.
Okay, you can see my screen, right?
Yes, so I'm just solely seeing your Power BI desktop.
Okay, I was wondering if you could guide me to where I need to go.
Maybe you've not shared your entire screen. Maybe you can stop share and share your entire screen. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so normally they share the entire screen thing is at the normally it's at the bottom right, but I don't have that now.
No,
I manually select
it should be there. No, it should be there. Like for instance, if I have to share my own screen, once I click on share screen, so I have screen, right? The screen should always be on your top left hand side. You then have other things that you've opened. You know, then just click on screen alone, then click share.
Is that screen that I don't have? The thing that, the thing to click on to select the whole thing is what I can't see. Although there's a message here that says hold control to select multiple windows.
You got the mute, the start video, at the bottom. Don't you have that? Where did you mute yourself?
Where did I mute myself? No, I'm not.
Where did you unmute?
I mean that's on the main Zoom screen.
You know your screen where you can see everybody's name.
Yes, on the main Zoom screen. Yes.
Click on that one, and click share.
Okay, so let me get out of yeah. Okay, so I'm clicking the green share button on the normal Zoom. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you have now?
So I have I have all the all the windows, all the little windows.
Yes. So you have the window for screen, right?
Yes.
So click on that window for screen.
Right.
Then come down by your right, click share.
Okay.
Yeah. This is it. So you are sharing the entire screen for us now. So
okay.
This is your Power BI query now.
Right.
So do you want to, okay, yeah, it's fine. So like what we're saying is because of its Power BI editor. So once you move in data to the Power BI query editor, it's going to do some, pre exercise for us, automatically. So now it has promoted our first row as headers. So if you don't understand how this came about, they just come to your apply steps on the right hand side, delete, change type, promoted headers. Just delete
By
them
just
now.
clicking on them.
Yeah, click on that X sign beside the change.
Okay.
Yeah,
the X. All right.
Click
and
yes.
that.
Then on that.
Okay.
So you can see now. Yeah.
So can we quickly go through the steps again, if you don't mind? Hello, Ferdinand.
Column 1, there's a drop down that looks at Excel sheets there. No, by your left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Click on it.
So should I use first row as header?
Yeah. So you can see that the second.
Okay. Yeah, you're breaking up now.
His internet,
the
but that's the first. Use first rule as headers is the right thing.
Okay.
That's it.
And then
we didn't correct anything else. He said everything else was okay.
Yeah. I mean, this is the only one we may have corrected, the date.
Yes. No, we didn't even correct it. He just said everything looked okay.
Yeah, I know he didn't, but yeah, okay. All right.
One more thing, if you bring your cursor to, where you got Power BI on the taskbar.
You said if I do what?
Bring your cursor, your mouse,
right?
Bring it down to where you have Power BI in that taskbar bottom. Those, yeah. Can you see that? We can see that Power BI opens two windows.
Yes.
We've got the actual Power BI, which we opened initially, and we've got your Power Query, the one we can see now.
Right.
So at the moment, Power BI is operating as two in one.
Okay.
Because we are in the Power Query.
Right.
If we decide to close that Power Query when we finish in it, it brings all of the data, everything into the Power BI. So then we have one.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So all the work we do or we're going to do is going to be done in Power Query Editor.
All the cleaning work.
All right.
Yeah, the cleaning work and the manipulation and stuff. However, we want to manipulate our data or change it in any form.
Right.
Those happen inside the Power Query. There are other works that would happen within Power BI. The actual reporting,
right,
would happen, and other works as well would happen in Power BI itself.
So the analysis, the visuals, and all that. The graphs and all that. Okay.
Yes.
And thank you very much.
You are welcome. We still got Mr. Ferdinand.
No, he stepped out.
He stepped out. Okay. While we've got you here, let's carry on working. Okay. I'm just looking at this data to see what more we can do with it. So if you scroll to the right and to the left, so we can just look through. Okay. So in one word, let's have a look. How can we describe this data set? What is it about? What vibe do you get from it? Let's practice our knowledge of our skill of understanding data, you know.
Staff expenses.
Staff expenses. Okay. What makes you say staff expenses?
Because I claim.
Okay, you see dates claimed.
I hear.
You claim as well.
Exactly.
we can see their names, the branches, the dates, the amounts they claimed, and what category.
Yeah.
You know, that if it was travel or mileage or phone or accommodation, you know, whatever, you know. So all of that got done there. So that's one thing. Okay, so
that makes sorry to interrupt, Sister Debbie.
Yeah.
So for Mr. what's his name? Kian Thompson, the one that Felicia mentioned.
Yeah.
You know, we can see that he claimed for travel, he claimed for vehicle maintenance.
Yes, that's correct.
All right.
Correct.
Sorry, fuel.
Yeah,
fuel.
he claimed twice so far with what we can see in this data, you know.
And we can see that there's some form of relationship between those two. So he probably went on a trip and...
Yeah, there are two different dates as well. So like she said, one must have been for the 3rd, isn't it? And then the other for the 6th.
Yeah.
So maybe he used this private vehicle for the 3rd and then used the local transportation on the 6th.
Okay.
Or maybe he had to fuel up his car before embarking on the trip. And then maybe when he got back, maybe there's a separate travel allowance that was claimable.
It's possible.
It could also be that, yeah.
Yes. So this is where as your role, you start to question things. Maybe you were supposed to just claim one thing, and within a space of when to when, you are seeing quite a lot of things. And maybe there's a cap, a minimum to what a person or a staff can claim, you know. And maybe this is the reason why we are looking at this. This is where we start to see who are those that we need to get some money back from, because they have overclaimed, we have overpaid them because they have gone beyond the cap, you know. So there's quite a lot that can happen, you know, with this data set. I'll let Mr. Ferdinand carry on with the class. He's back.
My network is really bad this afternoon. Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
So at least I'm using my hotspot now, so I pray that I'm going to be stable somehow. Yeah. So thanks for that, and Debbie. So I think what we can do again. Okay. Who is sharing this?
So
okay.
Can I take my?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for the guidance. Thanks, everyone.
So I'll be on the same page. Felicia. Hello, Felicia. Hello.
I think she's fine now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Isaac, are you fine too?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Shubanke. Hello, Shubanke.
Hello, I'm okay. Thanks.
Okay, cool. So let's go back then. So you can see my screen now. So yeah, so I think we are good to go. So what else can we do to this data again for us? Because basically what we are meant to do here is just to clean this data and to see they are free from errors. There are no space, there are no duplications, like what they talk about this first person Thompson, and also, you know, we can also see him in row 8, right? So you can see we have different categories for it. So one is vehicle for it, the other one is travel. So one could be public transport, the other one could be private vehicle. So it's claiming the fuel for his private vehicle, and that is that for this data. So we can then say, okay, for us to then represent it properly to our stakeholders, then we can just say, let's close and apply. But again, we cannot form any relationship because this is just a single data and there's no link. We don't have any other link to any other data apart from this very one here. Okay, so let's then assume that, okay, there's a space. Sorry, I want to see something if I can do it.
Sorry to interrupt you, Ferdinand.
Okay.
Isaac wants to contribute.
Okay, sorry. Okay, because I'm not seeing. Okay, go ahead, Isaac.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for the opportunity. Right. Whilst cleaning the data, I realized that, whilst doing all of that, my little contribution is the part where you spoke about checking for null values and all of that. I just want to say that, whilst checking for all of those errors and null values, and a quick place we could just maybe look into, and if there are any, we could just try to track it real quick, is the data quality bar, which shows the value error empty. So if for say in a column there is maybe a null value, an empty row or something like that, it's definitely going to pop up at the empty, and the percentage at which it is would also be up there. And also if there are errors in the column, it's going to show.
Yeah, so just share your screen and tell us, of course, where you are seeing it, so that we'll all look at it together.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry. Right. So what I was saying is this bar basically. So if
You're not sharing your screen. You're
am
sharing
I
a
not?
different screen. You're sharing a different screen.
I'm sharing a different screen.
Yeah.
We are seeing
Is it just API tracker?
We are seeing some Babala dashboard here,
Wait, sorry.
So we have an addition to our the data teaching class.
Have you?
Automatically, Mr. Isaac.
No, that's not true.
The faculty is expanding.
Yeah.
No. Sorry. Am I on the
Yes, yeah.
Okay, sorry about that, please. Yeah, because this was what I was showing. So what I was talking about is the just checking for your data quality. So if, say, for example, if there is an error or maybe a null value or an empty row on this column, it's going to pop up at this bar where you see the quality of the data. But yeah, this data had been cleaned already, so it's already showing 100% valid and all that. So because I think the previous whilst you were explaining, you were saying something about checking for maybe an empty row or and errors within the column and all of that. So I just wanted to say that we can just that's if there is any. So let's take for example, if there is any, it's definitely going to pop up here. If maybe it's a null value or an empty row, it's going to show the percentage at which it is in the column, and we can always filter that or replace it and all of that. So that's just basically what so just the importance of this data quality bar or column, whatever they call it. So that's all.
So how do you get there?
Say again.
How do you get to this?
How do I get to
the data quality aspect of it, just for you to put it there, and also for you to always check if, of course, there is a problem or there is an error, in that particular column.
Okay, sorry. Is there anyone who's
mine doesn't have it.
Good, right. So just share your screen, please.
No, okay.
Okay. Can you see it? Can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. So it only has the headers. It doesn't have the bits that shows the
data quality.
Hello, please, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Can hear you now.
We heard you, but we can't hear you anymore.
So I think go to view.
Is view at the top?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, view here. Yes.
Click on it. Let's see. There's a way with it.
And that's the column distribution.
Yeah, sorry,
and
please.
column quality, depending on the one we want. You can just check that.
Yeah,
Hello?
check your column distribution. So, okay, yeah, you can. Go ahead, Isaac. Go ahead.
So distribution gives us these diagrams. Should I try profile?
Quality, column quality.
It's quality now, isn't it?
Quality. Just come to quality, yeah.
It's on your left.
Uncheck that. I just
Yeah. Sorry.
Right.
I don't know. I keep getting kicked out from the room. Can you hear me?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I think someone already did that already.
Yeah, it's fine. Thanks, Isaac. Because I just want us to know how you got to that part, just for us to everyone to learn. Yeah.
Just view and check quality. Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic.
Sorry, my network is quite creepy too.
So I've passed that to you now. So maybe after you now it's gonna be maybe Felicia or Azim. So yeah, in that order.
Mine is brand new.
No, it's network now. It's not a matter of brand new stuff.
It's brand new network, brand new laptop. What do you mean?
So I mean, I can stop sharing now. Thanks.
Okay, since we're here.
Okay, yeah, okay.
And since we're here, can we look at what the other ones, the functions of the other ones? Monospace, show white space, column distribution, column.
Azim, take over from the Azim.
Since
so Azim will take over.
Be clicking it. As you are clicking, we'll see what is happening.
So I've just clicked on monospaced.
So you can see that it has changed
what
the
difference
text now.
did you notice?
It was almost as if it's just the characters that changed. Let me
again. Uncheck again and see.
Yeah.
Okay, we see this now, right? Go on. Check now. Let's see. Okay. So monospaced. What does that even mean? Monospaced.
Mono would refer to something
single. Yeah. And it's talking spacing.
Maybe it's one space. So it's going to give you extra space. Yes, it will give you extra space in between.
Because if you look at the date claimed column, for instance,
it was called darkened, wasn't it?
So if I
so basically, what this particular function normally where it's applicable is most especially if you are working with text or string data. It gives it a form of a form of look that you can see a consistent spacing between each of those the string or text. So in this case now, it may not be applicable, but that is what this monospace function is usually used in this Power Query aspect here. Probably you're working with a string or text data and you want to see how the use of consistent spacing, how it is the data is looking. So you can just check this monospace and you will have that.
Okay. Does everybody understand that? So what's the because I don't know what string
at the moment there is aside maybe the font that changed or something. The data set that we have does not really depict the huge difference that it could have shown. Okay. And Mr. Azim is explaining that if you are working more with string data, will be text, anything text, you know, where you want some form of consistency with spacing. Right. You know, maybe that would be applicable. I've never needed to use it, you know, for monospace, one space between characters. Not at this moment, that's exactly what I think we have already anyway, even without checking it, you know. But it might be worth researching more on that to know which examples would fit that properly and when you would need to use it.
Okay. Can we quickly check the other ones? For instance, this show white space. Can I uncheck that?
Yes, please.
Okay. Doesn't seem to have changed anything much either.
Check again.
Check again. I think it's just the space is giving you
white space.
In fact, nothing is happening now. It's not even
nothing.
So when I clicked it the first time, it seemed as if the
something moved.
Something moved.
Yes, they shifted
something
a bit. But after that, there's no change. So maybe I should just leave that. It was checked originally, so I'll leave that. We know what column quality is. Column distribution is the one that gave us those like graph-like.
I mean, we can check on that and see some explanation in it as well. Okay. You know, is there any difference between column distribution and column quality? Let's look at the information each one is giving us, the top dots and the green bars. In the green bars, we've got, is giving us distinct, how many distinct values we've got and how many unique values we've got. And those two terms are very important, you know, in data. What is your distinct data and what is your unique data? You know, distinct and unique data would talk about, what's the best example I can give? We'll talk about how many times a word or a particular data, you know, appears within that data set. You know, we are looking at, it says 58 distinct, okay? So each one of the data, the names we have here are quite distinct, you know, but we can see that some of them appears once, some of them appears many times, okay? If it's appearing many times, it counts it once as distinct, okay? But it's reappearing again. It's still a distinct value, but it will give you that value as one. It won't count it as two, okay? So Kian Thompson here, under that 58 categorization is counted just once, despite the fact that it's appeared many times. You know, we've seen him twice, okay? But a value becomes unique if it's appeared just once and we are counting it as one. So it's not reappearing again. So what this tells me, please correct me if I'm wrong. What this tells me is that each one of the names here are actually repeated, you know, and there's 58 of them that is not duplicated. When we don't duplicate, when we remove all the duplicates, we've got 58 of them. And there's none of them that appears once. If there was one that appears just the once, then we'll have the one, a number one, you know, as unique. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. But when I look at date claimed and I see 587 unique and amount and I see 978 unique, I'm trying to make sense of those two.
Yeah. So it's going to be the same explanation, you know. 777 distinct means if we look through and we decide to remove duplicates for on the dates column, we are going to be left with just 777 rows of data, okay? However, there was repetition, okay? Now, 587 of those appeared just once, while 777 are the ones that appeared more than once. So the only distinctness of, in them is we can only pick them once. So if I've got 6 of March 2013. I've got it quite a few times, but if I'm categorizing it, I'll pick it just once. I don't know how best to really explain that.
I understand what you're saying.
But yeah, again, it's worth going on to read up more about the concept of distinct, and because it's quite brain twisting sometimes. It can be confusing, you know, but that's the underlying explanation that's behind it.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Do we need to look at profile? So let me take that off and then. Okay, this looks interesting again.
Yeah, this particular one talk about the aggregates within that particular column. Will give you counts, and it also give you the distinct and unique counts, in that particular column. So this also it's also a quick way to quickly profile your column before you load it into the Power BI desktop.
Okay. So could this be, I don't know if this will make any, I mean, could this be more or less like showing us the, no, that might not make sense. I was going to say, could this be showing us the distribution in a, in a,
exactly,
in a pictorial form or something?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm and again, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm interpreting this as Louis Francis occurred the most times,
yes,
followed by Lucy Campbell, and so on and so
Bradley Wood.
You know, that's my understanding of what those pictures, those bars,
Right.
would depict.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks. At least it's giving us some idea.
And this part is quite important. Most of the time we overlook it when teaching, because it requires you to commit a kind of a bit of more patience to really understand the concepts around it. But understanding this concept just helps you to build more muscle around how you treat your data, how you look at your data, before going straight to work with it.
All right, thank you. So I'll take the profile off. Yeah, I think we're fine this way. So can I stop sharing now?
Okay, yeah.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, so it's time now. So, but I just want to say that today's session just for us to look at how we can, get data from data sources. Of course, the one we use today is from Excel data source. So how we can then bring it to our Power BI query. And from there, we'll see how we then be able to clean some few things. There's not much thing to do, honestly there. So I'm going to drop one data for us now. So it's one that we've done before in the class, the Suftnet Northwind data set. So I think that's what we are going to work on in our next class. So again, I think we can really look at that data, from start to finish. Then we can do relationship with this with the data. We can also do for us to create our dashboard, to model and all that. So that's, I think it's a complete work for us that we're going to embark on next week. So it's going to be very interactive. Let's try and attend and see how we can, up the game, in terms of knowing Power BI properly. Yeah, so that's the part I just want to chip in. So I'm going to drop the data now for us in our chat box. Then we'll pick it up from there. And
Right.
You mean this chat box, or can't it be on the WhatsApp group, please?
So this is quite easy for us to pick it up. Just click on it, then it takes you, it opens it on your system properly. Then of course you save it. So it saves you the stress. Felicia, yeah, click on it. No, you just click on what I've dropped now.
Because I ran downstairs to come and do something. That's why. Let me go back up on. Go back to my computer. True confession, no.
You can see, you can see I got caught out there.
She was forced to confess.
So,
but can I ask
okay.
quickly? So the table we were looking at, I guess that can be described as a fact table. The one we're looking at.
It is.
Yes, it
so
is.
So the concept of fact and dimension tables also applies in Power BI.
Oh, it applies well, anything data that you are talking about.
Okay. And anytime we have structured data.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
It applies anywhere, anytime, any day. It's not going anywhere.
Okay.
So let's just now visualize that. Okay, after having that expenses table, we now have another table that's just the list of staff information, their names, their addresses, and stuff. Then we now have another table that's for departments. We now have another table that's for location, just a list. Those other ones are the lookup tables that we will relate to this expenses table, which is our facts table.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And the other question I wanted to ask is, are we ever going to, for the data source, for the possible data sources, I think we've been defaulting to Excel most of the time. Are we ever going to need any of the other options? Or are we ever going to treat any of the other options?
I mean, it depends on the resources that we have. I've shown SQL before, and that's because I've got SQL on my machine. We've treated webs before, going on the web to get link. I don't have SharePoints on this computer, so but most of them are similar. It's just that getting the data and then linking with wherever it is. But we can look at different sources again next week, so that it's not just Excel. Okay. It's been a while, but we've done quite a couple of different sources before.
Yes. Yeah. Because some of us are new to Power BI, there's some things that might not have occurred. I mean, to me, I might not have understood when different data sources were being picked.
Yeah.
So it all comes with the repetition.
That's right.
Thank you.
That's right. We'll revisit it, no problem.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ferdinand.
Aunt Felicia, sorry, Auntie Debbie. Are you good now?
Oh, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Okay, Auntie Debbie, go ahead.
Yes, I was just saying thank you so much for that. I'm always putting you on the spot, but you always take up that challenge. Thank you. Hey, Mr. Azim. Mr. Azim may not take up the class when he's not ready, and he does take it up as well, but he will chip in those really needed, those, when we call something a backbone. That's him.
And now no problem. I'll take the lead. I will relieve you next class.
Amen.
I'll leave you on. Yeah.
And now we've got Mr. Isaac. Because that dashboard, you are going to teach us the science behind that dashboard that we had a glimpse of. I saw it. I said, "Yay!" Yeah, I caught him. But no, it's good. It's good. I think our data team is really getting stronger, and we will continue to get stronger because everybody is going to, like I said, the vision is for everyone to come up and teach us. Everyone to be confident to come up and teach us. And we have seen the testimony of that being doable, no matter which stage we are at, at the moment. These testimonies abound on here. So we are grateful for that. So without taking any more of your time so that you can go enjoy the lovely weather out there, I'll say let's have a lovely weekend. See you again for this class next week, God willing, and have a lovely, lovely time out there.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Ferdinand.
No worries.
And yeah, thanks, Azim. Thanks, everyone.
Eunice, are you okay?
Thank you.
Yes,
everyone.
I'm good. Good evening. How are you now?
I'm good.
Good. I'm
So,
happy you're back.
yeah, so can we have a break?